Hi, everyone. It's an honor to be here. I first wanted to thank Rachel for having me as a guest today. I can feel that this sanctuary holds a very high vibration, and I'm honored to be part of this gathering. Have you ever seen a rainbow? Most of us have. And when you see one, what's your first thought? Is it something simple like, oh, a rainbow? Or maybe you might think, oh, that's beautiful. Or something maybe a little quieter and more personal, like, I wonder if this rainbow is just for me. Some people even find themselves asking, what message does this rainbow have for me? When I look at a rainbow, I feel loved. Even if no one else sees this rainbow, I do. It makes me feel special. I feel loved. And I have that feeling, that sense of being seen, supported, and loved. It's not just about the rainbows in the sky. It's something we're meant to experience in our own lives. It's about remembering how it feels to be supported, to be guided, and connected in our own everyday lives. The question is, how do we come back to that feeling when life gets busy, heavy, and uncertain? What's interesting about the rainbows, they tend to show up when something is shifting, like after a storm, when the light breaks through and when the conditions are just right. And in many ways, our own lives work that same way. The rainbow isn't just something we see in the sky. It's something we respond to emotionally, intuitively, and even physically. We might feel loved, as I do. We might feel warm and happy, or even feel connected to a higher source. Over time, I began to notice that the colors of the rainbow reflect the way we move through our own inner experiences, not randomly, but in a very special, practical, human way. Each color represents a different kind of support that we need as we move through life, especially when we're seeking purpose, peace, and a deeper understanding of alignment in our own personal life or even in our business life. The colors help us. They help us feel supported when life feels uncertain. It allows energy and creativity to flow through us again. It helps us gain clarity when we feel stuck or overwhelmed. We can reconnect with what truly matters to us. And we can find and express our own true voice. We can trust our own inner guidance. And we can feel connected to ourselves and to the universe and to our own inner guidance system, which I call IGS. You know, when we're driving, we've got the GPS, but we all have inside of us that IGS, the inner guidance system. What I've discovered through my own life and through working with others for many years is that when we move through these colors in order, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, something changes. Life feels easier. Decisions become clearer. And that quiet inner knowing becomes easier to trust. This pattern showed up again and again, and it followed the colors of the rainbow, a system I developed with my own inner guidance system. And I've been working with it since 2008, which is now known as the Way of the Rainbow. Today, I wanted to share this pathway with you. I'll walk you through all 7 colors quickly, and then we'll spend time grounding into those first 3, red, orange, and yellow, because that's where the foundation is built and where the real change begins. If you've ever felt stuck, unclear, or disconnected, or simply ready for the next level of your own awakening, you're in the right place. Before we go any further, I want to zoom out for a minute and give you a bigger picture. The way of the rainbow is not a concept, and it's not just a metaphor. It's a system, a 7-step system for alignment and spiritual growth. What I mean by that is this. Most of us have become taught to approach growth by fixing what's wrong, pushing through resistance, or jumping straight to the solution. We try to think our way through to clarity, but alignment doesn't work that way. Alignment happens when energy, awareness, choice, and action come back into harmony. And that happens in a specific order. That's where the rainbow comes in. Each color represents a distinct stage of alignment. Each color represents a stage of alignment. And they're meant to be experienced in order if you're following the full 7-step system. You don't skip the colors, you don't rush through the process, and you don't force transformation. You move through it. When I first began working with this, I noticed something important. Whenever someone felt stuck, emotionally or spiritually, or even practically in their everyday life, there was almost always a color that had been bypassed or ignored. There was some type of need. And the same was true for me. And that's why the rainbow matters. Not because it's beautiful, although it is, but because it's ordered. Red always comes before violet. Foundation always comes before expansion. Safety always comes before expression. The way of the rainbow teaches us how to return to alignment step by step. Instead of trying to leap ahead while part of us is still unsupported. And this is important, and so I want to say it clearly. This work is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering how to move back into alignment with who you already are. Each color supports a different part of your inner system, your body, your emotions, your beliefs, your voice, your intuition, and your connection to something greater than yourself. When one of those areas is out of alignment, life tends to feel harder than it needs to be. But when we begin working together, when the colors are in flow, something shifts. There's more ease, more clarity, more trust in yourself and in your inner guidance. That's why today, I want you to see the whole pathway first, all 7 colors, briefly. Then we'll come back and build a strong foundation with these first 3. Because once the foundation is steady, everything else rises naturally. And I will be doing some activations later on for the red, orange, and yellow color bands. Now that you can see the big picture, let's walk through the whole rainbow together. I'm not going to go deep into each color yet. Right now, I just want you to feel the flow of the journey. Think of this as a 7-step system. You follow it step by step and color by color. So we'll start with red, the red color band. Red is where everything begins. It's about feeling safe, supported, and grounded. It's the part of us that needs to know, I'm okay, I'm held, I belong here, I'm supported. It includes human support, but also spiritual support. When the red is shaky, life can feel stressful or overwhelming, even when nothing is wrong. Orange is about the flow and openness. This is where gratitude, creativity, and allowing comes in. It's the energy of receiving, but not forcing or pushing. When orange is blocked, life can feel heavy or stuck, like you're trying hard, but not moving forward. Yellow is about clarity and release. This is where we let go of old patterns, old roles, and old stories that no longer fit who we are becoming. Yellow helps take our power back, gently and honestly and clearly. Green, this is where intention lives. It's where we connect with what truly matters to us, not what we think should matter. Green brings compassion, balance, and alignment with the heart. Blue is about voice and truth. This is where we speak, share, and express what's real for us, not perfectly, but honestly. When blue is out of alignment, we hold back, we second guess ourselves, or we silence ourselves. Indigo is inner guidance. This is where we begin to trust what we see, sense, feel, or simply know. It's the quiet place inside where wisdom lives. Indigo reminds us that guidance is always available if we're willing to listen. Violet is integration and trust. This is where everything comes together. It's about connection to ourselves, to life, and to something greater than us. Violet helps us rest into trust and allow the journey to keep unfolding. If you were to pause for a moment, which color feels like it's asking for your attention right now? You don't have to have an answer right now, but just notice what comes up, because the awareness alone is part of alignment. Every color matters. The first three, red, orange, and yellow, form the foundation of the system. And when those aren't strong enough, everything else feels harder. Now let's go back to the beginning, because red is the start of it all. And I'll go into more detail here with red, orange, and yellow. So the red is about feeling safe. Before we can grow, before we can change, before we can even listen to our inner guidance, we have to feel safe. Red is the foundation of the entire rainbow. It's about being grounded, supported, and present in your body and in your life. When red is strong, we feel steady. When red is shaky, everything else feels harder. And this is important to understand. Red is not about fear or survival in a big dramatic way. Most of the time, when red is missing, it shows up like we're feeling rushed all the time. We're feeling like we're carrying everything alone. We're feeling uprooted, scattered, or constantly on edge. There's that agitation there. Nothing may look wrong from the outside, but inside, your system is asking for support. I've seen this again and again. People try to work on clarity, purpose, or intuition, but they haven't given themselves permission to slow down and feel supported first. And without red, the rest of the rainbow doesn't have a place to land. Red reminds us, you don't have to do this alone. Support can look like many different ways. It can look like rest. It can look like structure. It can look like asking for help from other people or your own angels and guides or your own inner guidance system. It might feel like you're connected to your body and the earth in a wonderful way. Feeling safe is another the way that red can affect us. Feeling safe enough to be honest with yourself. This is also why grounding practices are so important and powerful, not because they're trendy, but because they help your nervous system relax. When the body feels safe, the mind softens. When the mind softens, awareness opens. That's the beginning of alignment. So I ask you, where is your life? Where are you in your life right now that you need support? You don't need to fix anything today. Just noticing is enough. because the red teaches us that the path forward doesn't begin with pushing. It's about feeling held and supported. Now, I'm just going to ask my own inner guidance here for a minute, because I thought I might do a red activation, but I'm just going to ask my guidance team, should I offer the red now or wait and do all three later? So I'm just going to breathe in and receive the answer. Okay, I get it. Okay, they're saying to do all three later, and it will make it more comprehensive and a more powerful experience for you. So I'll go on with the orange then, and then the yellow. Orange. Once you feel supported, something else begins to open. That opening is the orange color band. Orange is about flow and gratitude. It's about energy, emotion, creativity, and even joy to move again. This is where many people get confused about gratitude. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's not about being positive when you're not feeling it. Gratitude, in the way I'm talking about it, is about appreciation that leads to allowing. It's about letting life move through you instead of trying to control every outcome. When orange is flowing, life feels more spacious. Ideas come more easily. Opportunities come to you. When orange is blocked, it often looks like I'm doing all the right things, but nothing's happening. I feel stuck. I'm trying so hard and I'm exhausted. It has the kind of energy of poor me. But orange brings us the deepest gratitude. You know, the gratitude that comes from deep in your heart, the gratitude that brings tears to your eyes. This is the gratitude that leads us into what I call the zone of creation. This is where creativity lives. This is where creation and receiving becomes possible. Receiving doesn't just mean money or opportunities. It also means support, insight, ease, and moments of joy. One of the simplest ways to work with orange is making your own gratitude list. Many of us do this already, but the gratitude that opens the zone of creation starts with one or two things, people or places that mean the most to us. For instance, the gratitude a mother has for her 1-year-old child or the young grandchild. When we let ourselves feel that unconditional love for them, our heart bursts open with gratitude. That's the level of gratitude that's needed for manifesting. Where in your life do you feel gratitude the most? Just notice it. Orange reminds us that you don't have to struggle your way forward. Sometimes alignment comes from opening your hands and being aware of when and what you are receiving. And remember that I'll be activating the orange for you in a few minutes. And I'll make it a short meditation, depending on what my angels and guides bring forward for us. The yellow, then, is about releasing what no longer serves you. When energy begins to move again, something else happens. We start to see more clearly. That clarity comes with the yellow color band. Yellow is not about judgment. It's not about blaming yourself or anyone else. Yellow is simply about honesty. This is where we begin to notice what no longer fits, like old patterns, old roles, old beliefs that once made sense but don't anymore. And this can feel uncomfortable at first because clarity often asks the question, why am I still carrying this? Why am I still believing this? Yellow shows us where we've been holding out on a habit, loyalty, or fear, not because it's truly aligned. This might look like staying in situations that drain you, repeating stories about yourself that keep you small, saying yes when your whole body wants to say no. Yellow doesn't ask you to force change. It asks you to release. And release doesn't mean pushing away. It means loosening your grip. This is where personal power begins to return. Not power over others, but power within yourself. Clarity creates choice. Choice creates freedom. And once something is clearly seen, it no longer has the same hold over you. An example of this from my own life is when I realized my mother's beliefs and her mother's beliefs were affecting me. And they were brought up being more a servant role, like the mother did everything. I mean, everything. And it was, like I say, this servant role. And when I realized that, hey, I don't agree with that, then I didn't accept that anymore. And I started putting my own needs more to the forefront. You know, I think I heard somewhere years ago that the best thing a mother can do is take care of herself. And I thought at the time, when I believed like my mother and grandmother, that that was selfish. You know, putting yourself first, take care of yourself first. But when I realized it, and I saw it in action with one of my sisters, then I thought, okay, I believe more what my sister is believing, not what my mother and grandmother believed. And that changed my life when I gave up that belief. It changed my life totally, and I became a much more happy woman. So what in your life feels heavy right now? Not because it's difficult, but because it's no longer true for you. You don't have to decide anything today. Yellow simply turns on the light. And once the light is on, alignment becomes possible in a whole new way. When red gives us support, human and spiritual, orange gives us flow from having gratitude, and yellow gives us clarity from releasing all that no longer serves us, we've built a strong foundation. And from there, the rest of the rainbow can unfold with much more ease. And now I'll bring in this short meditation with the activation. There may be some language of light that comes as well. And those of you that are familiar with the language of light, you'll know that there is really no English interpretation. It is heart to heart, spirit to spirit. It's a vibration. And it flows through me, and those that accept it will flow then through them. So let's breathe in through the nose. We'll start with 3 breaths, and I'll just explain what these breaths would be like if you choose to participate. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, imagining the energy, though, going down through your body and into Mother Earth. And we'll do that 3 times. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Imagining that going down through your body, down through your legs, and into Mother Earth. Breathing in again through your nose and out your mouth. Picturing that energy going down through your body and into Mother Earth. Breathing in again through your nose and out through your mouth. Imagining the energy going down through your body and into Mother Earth. Have the intention of receiving to the highest level that is perfect for you. And this is important because we'll all receive at a different level. I will bring in the color red now. Bringing in red down from source, down through the atmosphere, down through your head, entering your body, the trunk of your body, down through your arms and legs, into Mother Earth, where she adds her energy. And then we bring it back up through our legs, into the trunk of our body, and bringing it into our heart. And this is where it will sit, this red color band energy. We let it expand as we breathe into our heart. And then I'll bring in the orange, down from source, down, down, down through the top of our head, down into our bodies, trunk of our body, down through our legs and feet into Mother Earth, where she also holds that and adds her energy as she sends it back up through our legs, into the trunk of our body, and into our hearts, where it now joins the red. So now we've got the red and the orange color bands expanding and breathing and being held within our hearts. And just breathe that in and hold it in your heart. Then I'll bring down the yellow, bringing down the yellow color band from source, down through the atmosphere, down above us, into our head, down through the trunk of our bodies, down through our legs and our feet, and into Mother Earth, where she holds it and adds her own energy to it, and then brings it back up through our feet and our legs and the trunk of our body into our hearts, where it now joins the red and the orange. So now we have red, orange, and yellow color bands within us. That sacred energy from source. And these three colors will grow and merge and become one. The synergy of the three together hold a lot of power. Again, it's the foundation. The first three colors are the foundation of the way of the rainbow. So just taking time to breathe. Again, we'll anchor the three colors. Breathing again those three breaths, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, but imagining that energy going down through your body and into Mother Earth. And then breathing again, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, imagining the energy coming down through your body into Mother Earth. And one last time, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, but imagining that energy going down through your body, down through your legs, down through your feet, and into Mother Earth. So take a few seconds to come back into the room if you need it. And as you come back, I'll share a few more minutes to help with the grounding of these new energies for you. So let's take a moment and bring this together. Red reminds us that we don't have to do life alone, that support and safety and grounding come first. Orange reminds us that once we feel supported, the energy can move again. We don't have to force or struggle. We can allow. The yellow reminds us that clarity follows movement. When we see honesty and release what no longer fits us, what no longer serves us, our power begins to return. These three colors form the foundation of the way of the rainbow. When the foundation is steady, the heart can open more easily. The voice can be expressed more honestly. Inner guidance becomes clearer. Trust begins to grow naturally. Alignment doesn't happen all at once necessarily. It can happen one step at a time. And when we start at the beginning with support and flow and gratitude and clarity, the rest of the journey unfolds with much more ease. The other colors can come in with much more ease. Breathe in one more breath. Stay in your body. I can feel some of you lifting off. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this. Alignment isn't something you achieve once and then you're done. It's something you return to again and again as life changes and as you change. Today, you've been introduced to the full pathway of the rainbow, and you spent time grounding into the foundation, the support, the gratitude, the flow, and clarity. If nothing else, I hope you leave with a deeper trust in yourself and a sense that the next step doesn't require force. It's all about awareness. For some of you, this simply may be something you sit with. For others, you may feel curious enough to explore it more deeply. And if you do, I invite you to visit my website where I share more about the Way of the Rainbow full program and the ways people work with this system over time. I'll be offering the program again beginning March 10th, a 7-week journey with 2 bonus integration weeks. And this coming round of new teachings and deeper support, because we've just had new teachings I've received, within the last 2 weeks. And this just even adds to the power and the vibration that the Way of the Rainbow program will bring. There's no rush, there's no pressure, just an open door for those who feel called. And as you go back to your life, I'll leave you with this question. What color is asking you for your attention right now? Answering that may change your life. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here.